Curious about all things paranormal? Well, you are in for a treat. Each week I dig up the top 3 craziest stories and mysteries right from our Facebook group. So grab yourself a drink, relax, and get ready to dive into the supernatural with me. Welcome to Top Paranormal Stories of the Week, episode 26. I want to thank you all for being here so much. We already have Leanne in the chat. Morning from down under. Thank you for joining us today. I'm excited today. We got some updates from last time. And while you are here, if you would be so kind as to like and share so other people can join in and share their paranormal stories, it'd be greatly appreciated. But we are going to start with our first submission of the day. Without further ado, this comes from Charlie Tommaso. This is a really interesting one right here. So I'm not sure what to make of this. So Charlie says, I was out pretty early this morning, country road heading home. I passed this barn and thought I saw something. I was curious, so I turned around to see if I could get a picture pretty far away, but was able to get this. All right. So this is what we're looking at. So this is the further away shot right here. What are we looking at right here? Now, what this person just talking to the group. I want to see what other people are saying about this picture, because this looks a little too good to be true in my opinion. I don't know. She just happened to drive by and see Michael Myers out of the barn. I don't know. What are our people in here saying? I see a man in coveralls. Hard to tell if it's a person or not. Looks pretty solid to be a spirit. Maybe scarecrow. Yeah, that's something. Because this is, you know, we got hands, we got the face, we got. Leanne says maybe a scarecrow. That's what I'm thinking right now. Maybe a scarecrow to warn off just people in general. Because I don't know if I would pull up to there thinking of doing anything bad. Holy, lots of stuff there. Dude in the doorway. Looks like Michael Myers from one side. Yep, Michael's back. If you look at the hand close, you can tell it's a Halloween decoration. Oh, you're saying like the hand itself looks fake. Possibly. Yeah, it kind of just looks hard and plasticky, but I just want to bring this up because I thought this one was interesting. But when we look at some of these people, we can kind of see what else they shared. Let me just kind of go back here. Let me click on the person itself too. Gary, welcome. Thank you for joining us today. Good evening to you as well. Let's see. I think they posted one other thing and it was something similar. Was driving down there. All right, let me click back here. So this is another this is another one of her posts. So we can kind of see like her history here. I think it is intentionally placed in the barn. I do things like that. That was Bear Flag. Welcome, Bear Flag. I mean, I don't blame you. I feel like I would do that too. Marbles 44 full silhouette. LOL. So I'm thinking. So this other post by Charlie. I was driving down the country road in upstate New York. I was carrying my camera. I saw this horse feeding on the hay and decided to take a picture. Right after I took this picture, horse started bucking violently. I thought maybe I'd spooked the horse. It wasn't until I got home and I looked at the picture. Look at the window above the horse's tail. Above the horse's tail. Are we talking about this? I don't. Interesting. I'm claiming she believes that this is a face. Gary says that's a face. Huh. Oh, I see it. It's a face. I mean, so we kind of see how the blinds are. We take a look at the blinds. We see that the blinds come out at an angle here, and it's kind of the same here too. And at the top, I feel like this is all connected here in this line. It does, oddly enough, this does look like something here, but we see holes, we see tears in some other parts of this. Looks like a mask. You think maybe this is the same person's barn and they're just putting masks and stuff throughout here? Like she just keeps driving by the same barn and they just keep putting out, they see her post and they keep putting out more stuff around it. I don't know. I thought that was interesting. So if we go back to, I will put this one in the chat in case everyone else wants to look at it. The original one, the one with the Michael Myers sticking out. But let's move on to our second submission. So this one comes to us from Christina Moffat. I just want to let everyone know that we are at 242.2 thousand people. The reason it's staying at this number is because Facebook has stopped putting out our group because they claim that we are approving malicious material. So they stopped our group and are threatening to take it down because we are sharing stuff that is not supposed to be shared, which is false, and they won't even tell us what is being shared. They just keep saying that we're sharing something, but we're not going to show you what you have let into the group. So they're threatening to, so they already stopped anyone else from joining the group, like for this, the group spreading around. So the only people that could be new to the group would have to be invited by another person from the group. So we are at risk. So thanks, Facebook. So that's why there's not any more new people to the group this week or the past couple weeks. Yes, what the hell. It is not fun. But we still have, hundreds of people posting every day, and we love hearing from everyone. Leanne says, yeah, maybe, Nick. Leanne says, what? No way, yeah. It's not fun. So again, this one's from Christina Moffat. My apologies. Evening, everyone. Just had a strange thing appear and would like some input or thoughts. Just went to the back door and there's a single bare footprint on the floor. It was pretty clear with toes. With the dogs going in and out of the floor is wet, but the footprint is dry. No one in the house walk barefoot, plus it was too small. It is impossible for a stranger/trespasser to get into the back garden as well. Plus, there is nothing to gain from doing it. This house is haunted, but this is a first. Is there a meaning why a single footprint has appeared? Or can anyone think of a more logical reason that I have not considered? Trolls and skeptics taking the mick, basically being rude and unhelpful, will be blocked if you are a skeptic, and you can think of a logical reason. I would love to hear it. Thank you. Edit, I thought I would do some answers to questions here. This will be long, so forgive me. The house is built in the 1950s and my grandparents moved in. It then came to my parents and now my husband and I. The village can be found in Doomsday Book. In the Doomsday Book that was completed in 1086. Maybe 1986. There was a rumor of a pagan burial site under the floor, but I have never found any documentation evidence to confirm it. When a railway tunnel was built in the Victorian area and a work camp was situated where my street is, I have found bits of clay pipe, etc., dating to that time in the garden. The footprint facing out of the door, and I don't feel like it is bad or something to fear. It looked around a UK size 5. My husband and I have big feet. My mom is a size 4 but are wide. Also, she is on palliative care and has severe mobility issues. Lost my spot here. Severe mobility, she cannot walk the distance. The house is haunted, but we coexist fine. This is a first for something physical, for lack of a better term, which threw me off. I tried to take a photo approximately 15 minutes later once my brain engaged, but it already started disappearing and you couldn't make it out in the photo. I hope that helps. All right. What do you guys think about that story? Carrie, nice congratulations on the next level of voting. Thank you, Carrie. Yeah, the thing on that is there's um I think the contest itself is legit and I'm happy everyone's voting. There is multiple other like people in like the same category. I think once it gets further on into it, like when it starts getting down to like top 3 and stuff, that's when it comes to it gets smaller, and once you get a top 1, then you start competing against the other people in the final groups. But like, so I made it to the top 5 of my group, which is amazing, and I want to thank everyone for taking the time to vote for me. Really appreciate that. So hopefully we can win that. That'd be awesome. So this, I'm not sure. Bear Flag, have you ever had anything like this happen to you? Any strange footprints appear? So let's see what some of the comments are saying. How long have you lived there? Is the house old? Yeah, we see the house is old. Some of the spirits, if you has to leave, they may be opening the door. Did let someone or something else in. If you don't feel scared or threatened, let them be. I'd like to see, like, if it was just a child's footprint or what kind of... If it had, like, clawed, like, 3 toes, then I would start being like, okay, I don't know about that. A single footprint appeared. With clear toes. Okay, so it's just like a normal foot. Doesn't have kids. It's just them. No dogs in the house. Foot is dry. No one in the house walks barefoot. Plus, it was too small. Carrie says a single print would be tricky. And the floor is wet, but the footprint is dry. Interesting. Yeah, especially that small of a footprint, and if it's in the middle of the floor and there's only one footprint, that is something that I really wish you would have gotten a picture. I don't blame you for not, you're not thinking rationally in a moment like that, especially if you're not expecting that to happen. A lot of time paranormal activity happens when you least expect it, and it's hard for you to react. If you go in, oh, something's going to happen. It might not happen. Bear Flags, no, I've not had any strange footprints. The only ones I was nervous about were 2 bear tracks. I walked on 2 legs across my patio. Eek. You sure it was a bear? Walked on 2 legs. If I was just in the kitchen and turn around, there's a bear just walking upright, just on my patio. That would scare me, especially depending on what kind of bear that is. Gary says, "Yikes! Yes, yikes indeed." I don't know about this one. Was it going in or out? These are good questions here. Get CCTV, then you'll see just a thought. Anything is possible. Maybe really was like scared. Aw. Probably there is a child, teenager. Yeah, it could be someone from the past. A child. Research. Yeah, I would maybe do a little more research on the property. See if you can find... Well, you said they're grandparents. Obviously, someone had to be in that land before your grandparents took over, too. And I don't know if that is a typo. 10... House was built in the 1950s. Yeah, so I'm going to assume... Oh, the village can be found in 1086. Yeah, so, I mean, wherever you live, the land is older, obviously older than your house. So, I mean, you could always research that a little bit more. Bearfact, yeah, I have security cameras. There are grizzlies up here, and we get them quite a bit. Yeah, that is something, yeah, no thank you. Not on my back. Not on my back patio there. I don't know how you do that. I'd be crapping my pants, Bear Flag. Okay, let me, if you guys have any words for Christina, you can comment on there with her. So we have this one. Let's go back here. All right, so this comes from Jerry Burns. Okay. Let me make sure this is in. Okay. Went out and cleaned up some after the storm. Hope you are all okay. At lunchtime today, I had an associate stop me on the way out of the store. He told me him and about 5 other guys seen a pulsating colored light. Pulsating? Oh, I think that's pulsating colored light over the Little Wabash River. They thought it was a plane and making wagers on what it was, but it was moving too slow for a plane. He asked if I had seen it and I had been using my night vision. I said yes, and I got the object on video. His eyes got big and said, "You do?" He asked me what is that? What is that thing him and his associates saw? And what the hell is going on around here? I told him I think it's to do with the cryptids that protects the native land which we live on. I told him the next time I see him, I'll show him all the UFO videos I took. Thank you. Thanks for your time again. Now, that's interesting. Now, do you think a lot of people here, people are torn on between stuff like that, like pulsating lights, or because that could be connected to, obviously, what he's saying, UFOs. Now, do you believe there's a correlation? Because there are sightings with UFOs and some cryptids. They're kind of seen simultaneously. Now, do you think there is a connection there between these two things? Do you think they're, like I said, do you think they're connected? Where's the video at? I think I comment on here. Yeah, give me the video. Jerry Burns, can you please share the video here? I'd like to talk about this story tomorrow. Jerry never posted the video. So if Jerry does post the video, I will share that with you next week. But as of right now, he never shared that to moi. And I mean, there's some stories out here of these crazy UFO sightings. And they might be connected because there are other stories that have to do with them seeing that and something else there. Virgil Kane, hey, greetings from Manchester, England, brothers. How you doing, Virgil? Nice to see you here. Thanks for joining. If you have any paranormal stories, please post them in the chat, and I'd love to read them. So does anyone else have any, what are your thoughts on this one? And also, to point that out too, do you think there's, in some natural disasters, there are sightings of UFOs during those events? Like during war, there's been stories of UFO sightings. Like during these storms, there's UFO sightings. Is there something to that? Or do you think this is all just military aircraft surveying the area? Or do you think there's something else going on there? Your thoughts on that? Let us go to this story. We talked about this. I'm just going to give you all a little refresher here. Leanne, not sure, but I love UFO stories. Do you have any UFO stories, Leanne? Because I've heard of some in Australia too. So this we read this one last week. Give you all a little refresher here. This is from Lexus Lonnie. So I believe there's something in my apartment though. Activity just started. I moved into my apartment 9 months ago in January, and there was some activity, but not much. And there was this one spirit that stood out. I called the crawler. Does this sound familiar? They came from the second bedroom closet and would crawl all over, and they are now very active. Yesterday night, I forgot to clean up some incense ash on the floor, and this morning I noticed that there were footsteps near the kitchen, and the ashes were in the living room, and one footstep looked like a toddler, but then changed to what looked like hoofs with small claws. I have left baby powder on the floor in case I get more tracks. If I do, I'll be contacting a paranormal investigator or someone. So Virgil shared a story. Let's read this. Okay. Hey, from Manchester, England. Hope you are well. I am a simple, poor English farmer with a 5,000 head dairy herd of cattle in Manchester. Last week I was checking on my bullocks when a giant cicada swept in and snatched my beloved cow Daisy. My best milker flew away with her, presumably the most monstrous creature's nest. God only knows what suffers endures. I'm crying. Sorry, this something makes me so much. So sorry. My question is, do cows go to heaven? Thanks for your patience and kindness. Look forward to your response. Yeah. Um. Yeah, Leon said it best. I do believe all animals go to heaven. Uh, I don't know about the that story itself, but I will agree with Leanne that all animals, I believe, go to heaven. There was this one video in particular I saw of this mouse, and it went into a trap. You know, like it was obviously a kill trap. And on camera, you see this mouse go in, and you see something leaving this mouse. It was almost like the essence of this mouse kind of just went away. And there's other videos like that that happen in car accidents when the patient is pronounced dead, and you see just something, you see something leaving the body, and it's so mysterious. It is so questionable. Like, what is that? I mean, there's something to it. It's not. It's just like at that exact moment, you're really seeing these strange myths or, things leaving. I don't know. It's always something to think about. Oh, Leanne, you've seen that. I've seen that about the mouse. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So I would agree that all animals go to heaven, except tarantulas, spiders. I think that yeah. Um, and mosquitoes. Okay, let's go to. So we have a follow up post from Lexus. So now, this is hard to see, but this is an update I just wanted to share with you. So I saw this in the kitchen, in the baby powder I have left. It looks like a toddler's footprint. I'm 25 and don't have any kids nor husband. I live in my own apartment that I moved in 9 months ago. This is linked to the previous post about the ghost that I heard hissing at me. Oh, wait, no, this might be a different one. Whoops. Okay, so this is pre that one, because that was on the... No, that was on the 21st. So a lot of stuff is happening with her. I didn't even see that there was a hissing post. I thought this was connected because it was about the baby powder. Assuming this speck here, this white substance, is the baby powder. Now, I'd wish that she had put a little bit more down, but you can kind of make out a little bit. Carrie says, hello, spiders. Leanne laughed. Just want to post this because, if we ever have updates to things like that, I always like to share it. So this one, can anyone make out a footprint here? Carrie says, kind of looks like 3 toes. 2, 3. Honestly, anything that is shaping inside of your baby powder that you put on the ground is going to raise my eyebrows if this is in fact real and not, put on by her. But I don't, not everyone makes things up. Yeah. 1 second. So what do you guys think about this post here? Why am I hearing myself? Yeah, let's just get rid of Virgil here for a minute because I think he's just Spamming some stuff in there, some nonsense. Okay, but I can't. Leanne says I can't make it out. I don't know about this, but I'd like to see put down like a lot more baby powder if this is the case here. I'd like to see a little bit more there just to see what we're working with here. But I would like to see an update on her. So I'm going to remember this person and I'm going to. There was another post last week that we talked about. And it was about the coat hangers. I don't know if you remember that. It was about how the radiator was putting out the heat. And they were a lot of people in the, I forget who asked in the chat, were there other hangers in there or was it just that one? So she did reach back out in the comment and said that there were multiple hangers in the closet and only one hanger was moving. And even after the fan had turned off, no. So, and even after, like, the fan was still on and the hanger had stopped moving. Yeah, Leanne asked. And so the hanger had stopped moving while the fan was still on, and there were other multiple hangers in there. So it was just that single one. So I just wanted to bring that back up because she did reach back out in comment there. So we'll see if Lexus Lonnie has anything else to share next week. Okay, so this is going to be our last post. I had a bunch of backups here I wanted to share. So this comes from Robin Thomas. Yeah, definitely spooky. The hanger, yeah, that was a weird one, especially if there are multiple hangers in there and it's just one moving like that. I don't know. Make sure this is in frame from Robin Thomas. Okay, so I had something weird happen last night that I cannot explain. I'm a right leg amputee. Usually at night, once the weather cools, I go for a ride around our neighborhood in my power chair. Last night I was on my usual ride, talking to my sister on the phone when I saw a figure kind of reminded me of Samara in The Ring in the middle of the road. Nope, I'm done. I'm turning around right there. So I said aloud, "What the hell?" My sister asked me what. I told her what I was seeing, but she laughed at me and said I had Halloween on the brain. I feel like that's something that I would get back. Well, she's not wrong. It is my favorite holiday of the year. The closer I got to whatever I was seeing, it began to dissipate. Why are you driving closer to this thing? Not just up and disappear, but like dissipate like smoke. By the time I reached the intersection where she had been, whatever it was gone. Couldn't get video because I was talking to my sister on the phone as this all played out, and she was too far ahead for my flash to reach. I don't know what, who, or why I saw it, but I hope I don't see it again. I do not blame you one bit. Oh no, then I saw this one. So we got some other people in the comment. This is from Elizabeth Ducati. Carrie says, I'd be doing a U-turn. I don't blame you. No joke. I swear I saw a Slender Man. I was driving into town at night. There was a sidewalk at a certain point. All of a sudden, I see this tall black shadow kind of thing bent over with stick legs. Couldn't see ahead because it was bent and walking the same way I was traveling. I'm like, am I losing my mind? I'm now staring at it, and it literally rolled up from the feet up and was gone. Whoa. I was so creeped out. I got to push myself to finish why I went out. I got home and messaged my daughter and was like, do you realize you were describing Slender Man to me? I said, who? She sent me a picture and I was like, are you kidding me? She was like, nope, so creepy. Whoa. Nope. So kind of like stuff like that, like Slender Man kind of thing. Do you think that is kind of like a skinwalker? Now, Bear Flag, you were out a lot. Have you ever heard of Slenderman around the area? Not Slenderman. Skinwalkers and such in your area, or any stories about that, or is there mostly, Bigfoot and UFO stories around there? Word. I hope I don't either. Carrie, I hope to never see that tall figure. I hope not either. But you hear a lot of stories like that. You hear stories from truck drivers that they see these things, and it's usually a sign that, possibly they need to go to sleep. But there's other times where there's physical evidence that they've seen these creatures in the road, and that there was this one story where it scraped the side of the thing, and there was no, like, they didn't, it was through the desert. They weren't driving, through a forest and it was a tree hitting it, like on the side, and they kind of like went off to the side and like scraped against a tree. Like there was just a plain desert, and there was like claw marks through the side of his truck. So very weird stuff. Leanne says, me too, to Carrie. But unfortunately, folks, that's going to bring an end to this stream. I apologize for last Friday doing some last minute wedding stuff. We had to send out our invitations. But if you like what you heard and you made it this far, why don't you hit that like button? Subscribe if you haven't yet. And don't forget to hit that little bell and share your stories below. Bear Flag says it's mostly Bigfoot and UFOs. The local natives have mentioned skinwalkers. I heard that like no local natives and stuff, they don't like to say skinwalkers. Am I correct in that? Like they don't even they're very superstitious in the fact that they don't even want to bring that up, as like talking about it kind of, attracts and brings it up. So I will expect to be here live on Friday, and maybe we'll play a little scary game. Now we're talking about Slender Man. I don't know, might bring up Slender Man or something like that. Bear Flag, I've never seen any, or people don't come out with stories of skinwalkers. That's true. That's true. A lot of people who have seen them don't like to really talk about it, if that is true. Carrie, can't wait for next time. Good luck with the wedding plans. Thank you so much, Carrie. Like I said, if you're new here, check out our previous episodes where we attempt to unravel other mysteries. And don't forget to stay curious and keep seeking the truth. I want to thank you all for being here, and I'll see you all live probably Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll keep it the same time. So keep the conversation going in the comments. Tag me in your post for a chance to be featured. And stay tuned for more Beyond the Hub podcast. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you soon.